finally, Huma. Welcome to Filme Shilmy.
Thank you so much, Anuj. Nice to be chatting with you finally.
Yes, finally. So first of all, Huma, just to begin with, Mithya is adapted from the 2019 British series Cheat, which I've watched, and it was such a, on the edge of the seat, thrilling series. I really loved it. It shows a dark, twisted circumstance between a student and teacher. So how was your experience in exploring such a bottleneck and intense story?
Oh, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I saw like a couple of episodes of Cheat as well. I didn't see the whole thing because I didn't want to be influenced by it. As
Yeah,
an actor, you want to like, when you approach a character, you want to be like a blank slate. But
yeah.
2 episodes and I was hooked. And then I read the pilot episode for Mithya and I was like, oh my God, they've done such a great job. I have to be a part of it. Because before that, I was a bit like, I'd just done a series and I wasn't sure I wanted to do another one so soon because it can be really physically exhausting. But I had to do this one. I'd never attempted the thriller genre before. And Mithya was just like too divinely delicious not to sink my teeth in.
Divinely delicious. I love that. I love that description. Now, you are no stranger to murky narratives. And as an actor, you can. And as an actor, you continue to visit that space. So I guess what toll does it have on you, Huma, emotionally and mentally? Can you ever be prepared for actually getting into a very dark and twisted world, which you do in Mithya?
Honestly speaking, I don't take myself that seriously. I take my work very seriously, but I don't take myself that seriously. I feel like there's all this conversation about like getting affected mentally and all that. I feel like people around me, my family, my loved ones, my environment around me, that affects me mentally. My work, I mean, I'm able to make that distinction, being like, okay, this is me, and this is Huma, and this is what she likes and who she is, and this is Juhi, this is a character, and that boundary that never sort of sort of gets down for me. So I don't carry my work back home. I
Mm.
finish a scene, I finish the day's work, and I get back. It's like as a journalist, I'm sure you don't get back your home. You don't always in that journalistic mode, right? Or you are.
Well, there are exceptions, major exceptions.
I'm sure they are. They are in my line of work as well. We'll talk about it later offline.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna tell the same actually. But I think it's great that creatives are no longer afraid of showcasing dark characters as leads, and that barriers between heroes and villains is broken now, Huma. And recently we've also seen an influx of femme fatale stories as well. Like in fact, ZEE5 also had Qatil Hasina Ke Naam, which is such a great show. So definitely a recommendation for anyone out there in terms of femme fatales. So, what would you attribute this role representation shift to? The fact that we're seeing this paradigm shift in terms of representations now.
I think it was due coming. It was high time coming. I feel like we need to have more sort of stronger female narratives. I feel like we need to have like more stories which are not the conventional stories which are sort of bound by the conventional theatrical norms. And I feel it's going to continue, and you will see a lot more sort of narratives that possibly wouldn't see the light of the day, but now will get made and will become super popular. So I think it just happened. And I think that the pandemic kind of sort of hastened that process for all of us in a
Yeah.
way.
That's true as well. I think last year, I want to congratulate you as well for Army of the Dead. I mean, it was so wonderful to see your name attached to such a major project on Netflix. And even now, when I see Huma Qureshi's name as well, it's just so makes me feel so happy.
Oh, thank
Um,
you. Bless you.
so so you obviously made your Hollywood break and have appeared in so many notable works over the years. So how would you describe your progress so far, even in perhaps in light of Mithya as well, and have expectations towards the career trajectory change at all?
My
Yes.
God, I don't even know if I have a trajectory. I just wake up every day and I go to work. Really, I feel like I don't know. I was just a girl from Delhi who wanted to do one film, and I
Right.
feel like once I did my first film, everything else has been like icing on the cake, and I haven't really stopped or like had time to think about it. I literally wake up every day and I go to work and I don't think about the possible outcome. Is this one successful? Is that one not so successful? What are people thinking about me? For me, it's my creative expression as an actor, as an artist, and I only think of it
Mm,
like that. And I feel like whatever time I have in this world, I have to do the best I can. So,
mm,
what it will mean eventually, I don't know.
mm,
People ask
mm,
me this a lot of time. You do so many things. You do regional films in India, you do OTT projects, you do theatrical films, you do international projects. What are you about, or who are you really? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just a gypsy who just picks up a bag and she goes wherever they call her to do a film, and
Right.
that's who I always want to be. That's how I want to die.
So you're a Banjaran, a filmy
I'm a
Banjaran.
Banjaran, full Khana Badosh.
I love it. I love that. Oh my God, I love that. Now, I think it's also wonderful because also congratulations on marking a decade in cinema as well, since you've made your acting debut, which is wonderful as well. So again, I guess just following up from what I asked, how do you feel you've grown as an actor thus far?
I feel I've become braver. I feel I've become less vain about like how I look, and I think like what happens when you're younger, especially for women, you're so caught up about like trying to look a certain way, and and I feel the entire sort of attention is about that, and not
Mm,
about what you're about, that inner quality that you should have about doing a scene or expressing something. And I feel somewhere I've made that shift in my head. And I care more about that. I no longer care about how I look so much on screen as opposed to what I can do.
mm,
And I think that's been a game changer for me, really. You know.
right. Right. Yeah, very true. I think that's exactly contributes towards that whole realism aspect, which is what we talked about before. The whole idea of just roles being roles and not, you know, categories attached to it. So I guess it all just contributes to that. And I think that's what Mithya offers as well in that sense too. Because so you work in the West now prominently. What would you like to change or improve when it comes to the Indian representation there?
Oh well, we've just begun. There's so much that needs to be done, and I feel like yes, a lot of work is happening. There's so many people who are constantly every single day pushing the envelope and doing like more important parts in like big mainstream Hollywood or British films. And I feel like that is going to happen. I feel the world is moving towards a place where we need to tell better stories and represent people in a more real way as opposed to just token representation. And I feel happy that in some small way I'm maybe part of that wave. And I think it's going to get more sort of refined. And I feel like
Mm,
this is just the starting of it.
yeah.
And I'm very excited because, I think it means that our stories will be told and heard across the
Mm.
world. And that's really important.
Right. You were once a newbie, Uma. When you see new talents like Avantika Dasani, for example, in Mithya, do you ever feel like you see an extension of your younger self within the new actors when you work with them ever?
Absolutely. In fact, with Avantika, I felt like such, I don't know, like a kindred soul because, she's also like, she has a brother in the business, and I feel like just the
Yes.
bond that they have, I felt like that was so similar to what me and Sakib
Yeah, I was gonna
share.
say.
So I'm actually quite protective about her, and I feel like we've had a great journey, and I feel like this is her first project, of course, and she's extremely enthusiastic about it, and she is supercharged, and I keep telling her that you mean sky's the limit for you, just keep like having fun.
Right. And I think with reference to Mithya also, what do you think OTT content has offered you as an actor, which perhaps cinema might not have provided you with that opportunity as yet? What do you think is that distinctive factor?
I don't think of it like that. I just think like they're films. An OTT film. I mean, Army of the Dead is also an OTT film. I mean, but I mean, I don't like these labels. I feel these labels are what sort of limit us.
Mm,
Like, I feel the stories, and some stories have to be told a certain way. And today, I think it no longer makes a difference whether you're watching it, where you're watching it, how you're watching it. It's about being authentic to that story and telling it in the best possible way possible. Yes, for sure, whether it's conventional theaters or conventional films or it's OTT films or series, the whole narrative is shifting. The whole way of storytelling is different, is changing, and it's gonna keep happening, I guess.
right, wonderful. I mean, Mithya again is definitely gonna break illusions of sorts. I'm pretty sure about that. But you've also got some other exciting projects lined up, including Valimai, Monica, Oh My Darling, and Double XL as well. So again, all very versatile. And in terms of, I think that's what really makes you you. And I spoke with Sakib the other day, and I said the same thing to him as well, that you have a very versatile filmography, you know, and I think that's what you have also. So I guess is versatility now the main focus for
Versatility or
you?
confusion, I don't know.
I guess it could be both. I guess it could be both, right? I mean, you know, but yeah, so is versatility your main focus now as an artist? And if you could also share a bit about the titles that I mentioned, that would be wonderful too.
I think my focus right now is greed, you know? I'm just being greedy. I don't want to like leave anything. I want to do everything. And I think that for me is my keeps me alive. Like I want to do this and this and this. And I feel like it's me. I don't know if it's confused or what people think about it, but I'm just having fun. I'm doing parts that I like doing. I don't like to repeat myself. Like literally it happens, and I'm sure it happens with other actors as well. You do a
Mm,
project, you do a particular actor, and then people try and box you and think you're only good to do that. And I'm like, every single time I do that, I run so far away because I'm like, because I'm like, I have nothing new to offer. I did it,
right.
it's
Yeah.
done. Now I need to like go on and be somebody else, which is why I chose to be an actor because I have the opportunity of living so many different lifetimes in this one. So why would I keep playing the same character again and again? So yeah, I mean, I guess it comes from that.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So, has there ever been a time in your life, and maybe Mithya was that time, where you perhaps, because you said you don't like to keep baggages of or take baggages of the character at home, and you like to disassociate from once, you know, set is, you know, done and once you're done and dusted for the day. But has there ever been a time in your life where a character has really stayed with you for a long time and it took you a while to get over?
Not really. Not really. I mean, when I do something with everything I got. I stay
Yeah.
in the moment. I prep a lot. I work really hard at what I do. It doesn't come easy, or it's not like, oh yeah, I just can do it, like whatever. I work really hard, but when I sort of get back home, I try and live a normal life. And for me, that's really important. Now, it's also I feel that is what makes me a better person and a better actor.
Mm,
This ability to just switch off and lead a regular life, and
mm,
talk to like regular people and have regular experiences. Because where else
mm.
do I draw my inspiration from? As an actor.
Yeah. Exactly. And even for Mithya also, because I think what I really like about that is because it taps on that essence of fear, you know, that essence of fear of family, of career, and so many different aspects. So I guess when you are stepping into such a character, where do you derive your experiences from?
Well, Juhi from Mithya is actually sort of inspired by a professor of mine,
Oh,
called
okay.
Parul Ma'am, who used to call Parul Ma'am. And she was, I think, for me in my head, an inspiration because when I was growing up, she was this kind of perfect teacher that we had who had all the answers, not a hair out of place, her clothes always like nice and very pretty, and um, but she was also really fierce and really righteous, and she always told us to do the right thing, and there was something very like strong about her, yet very feminine about her, and I think I wanted to sort of get that like I wanted to like as an actor be like, what if do he looks like this one but is maybe not so well put together on the inside.
Hmm.
So yeah, Juhi was inspired by my school teacher actually.
And lovely. I think on a final note as well, because like I said, you are hooked, booked, and busy pretty much with a lot of projects as well, a lot of promising projects, including this one. What would you like audiences to sort of take away from Mithya? And perhaps even what would you like to, I mean, is there something that you'd also like to explore next as well following the series?
Well, I want people to love Mithya, enjoy Mithya, surrender to the world of Mithya, go on this ride with us where nobody's really telling the truth, which is pretty much like your life. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to give you a straight up answer if they can. And I think like that duality, that complexity is what really drew me to the script. And I think that's what audience is also going to respond to and enjoy as well. So yeah, please watch our show on Z Global. It literally comes out in 3 days, on Feb the 18th, and watch it with me and let me know what you think.
Lovely. Well, I definitely will be letting you know what I think, Huma. And, it's been quite a long time on the cards actually for us to do an interview. And I'm just really glad that Z made this possible and that too for such a great series like Mithya. I'm really looking forward to it. As soon as heard about it, I was like, oh my God, Cheat. I love Cheat. So
Oh my
I
God,
was
Anuj,
really
I
excited.
adore you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I adore you too, Huma. I adore you too. But listen, wishing you all the very best, Huma, and I cannot wait to catch up with you super soon again.
Yes, thank you so much for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Huma. Bye.